with his family. Finish here. Reach out, hit the brake one time. All right. You'd think I'd put the guy in the video we had on the show, but I didn't do that.
I was going to say that. It's just like we bring Tyler on, you can't even put him in the video.
I wrecked my tractor this summer. You could have had a good one.
I messaged Chandler this morning. I'm like, hey, we're having a mini rod power ranking show tonight. Put together a quick video for me. And then I probably didn't say we're having Tyler on. So welcome, everybody. We're doing these impromptu lives, just having fun with the sport of truck and tractor pulling. This is our second power ranking show last week. Or was it last week, Charles, or 2 weeks ago we did Pro Stock?
I thought it was last week.
It was last week, yeah.
Okay. And tonight we got Brett Yarn with us on the top left, Jason Schultz, that's me in the middle, Charles Posch, top right, Wyatt Schulte, our resident statistician, bottom left, and the Tyler Slaw from Zeeland, Michigan, joining us tonight. Tyler, thank you for doing this. So
glad to be here.
I want to be upfront with you. There's not a lot of time that went into this. Okay, we're going to have some fun tonight with it.
No problem.
We know that you know the mini rod sport, all the competitors, and you know Charles has a list put together. Wyatt has a list put together. I don't know, Yarn, did you put a list together?
No.
Okay. Wyatt's is going to be a little more in depth and things like that, and then we're just going to kind of have fun with it and talk about the mini rod class. It's one of the most talked about classes there is, one of the most requested by promoters now. And what you and your dad do for the sport is a lot of fun. And we can't thank you enough. So
We have a lot of fun doing it. It's a fun class for sure. The people are awesome. The competition's second to none, and I mean it just keeps growing and growing and growing with top-notch equipment.
Yep. So I mean, your guys. I mean, there was 5 years ago. We'd have five. It was hard to get 5 or 6, and now there's 25 or 30 of you guys in the class. So
Yeah, it's nuts. It makes it fun. It's more challenging to do good, but when you do good, it makes it mean that much more. So
yep. So for those of you watching at home or in the car or in the combine or whatever, if you disagree with any of these, please tell us why and who. And we're just going to have a good chat. And we need to. This will be done in 1 hour or less because we have a Pullers Championship meeting in 1 hour with our planning committee. So without further ado, Wyatt Schulte, how do you want to
What's up, everybody?
How do you want to do this?
I gotta give a shout out to one of the guys that was helping me, Shane Hunt. While I was doing homework, he kind of like looked up a few things for me, so I had to give him a shout out. But
Shane Hunt likes the shout outs. So I saw he got his tractor down the track.
yeah,
He mentioned without rolling it over. So,
but I don't know. I'm gonna start with my honorable mentions, and then I can kick it over to Charles. But I kind of did my rankings based upon wins, top fives, and any like major accomplishments or key events that happened throughout the season. But I kind of feel bad in this sense because I have Tyler as my number one honorable mention.
you don't have to feel bad. He's just going to find you and kick you in the dick, Wyatt. It's going to be okay.
I don't think I would make my own top 10 list. So
See, that's got to make you feel good, Wyatt.
No, but I got 5 of my honorable mention list, and I'm going to start off. Tyler is my number 1. My number 2 is Adam Bauer with the Cowboy Up team. He had a win, 8 top 5s. But the bankroller, Justin Fagundes, she had those 3 wins, 2 in Norwalk and then 1 Hillsboro. Pile driver Chase Richardson, and then Jeff Hurt with the Little Bear in his first season.
Okay.
very
Charles?
strong first season. Very strong.
Yeah.
From my outside looking in, I got the Simon Says tractor, the Simon team. They did have a win. All 3 Kester tractors, they just on strength alone, they had a couple of wins spread across 2 of them. And I do have to give a shout out to the Lacey's out of Region 2. They were dominant on regional circuit, but when they came to Grand National, weren't quite good enough to get top 10. But they're good. 8 or 9 wins in regional. It's nothing to blink at.
No, not at all. What kind of numbers, Charles, did they see like on the competitor standpoint on a regional level?
When they ran Region 2, they were regularly going against at least a dozen tractors. And then
Okay.
I think they saw similar numbers for their one win that they got down in Region 6 in the South back in the spring.
I
So
think
they were
most of the
going
region
against
stuff.
legit guys.
I think most of the region stuff they're like 8 to 16, somewhere in that range.
Okay.
And they did run both of the Region 2 circuits as well and did very well in both.
Yeah, they run strong, especially now that they got Hemis in both of them. They got rid of their Chevy.
What would you say, Brent and Charles or Wyatt and Tyler? You can jump in as well. Who's probably some of the toughest region minis there is out there? That maybe, I mean, is Lacey's one of them, or what do you think?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
those 2. I'd say Singletary's.
Yeah,
Oh,
Todd
yep.
Boltman's tough too.
Todd Bolton, Nathan Hoffman, Guza,
Yep.
and Burnett.
Those are all
Tim
strong.
Ray,
Those are
Keith Horst,
WCPA, right,
Rusty
Brent?
Price.
Yeah, Dusty. Did Dusty have a good year? I felt like he was always saying
At the end of the
that-
year, he was
Yeah,
coming
he
on
did.
strong.
He started out soft, but he came on strong for sure.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, so I'm gonna have you each do your top 10. Like we're gonna go 10, 9, 8, and each of you, and then I want to, I'll put them on the screen, and then we'll just kind of at the end we'll just have fun with it. So, Charles, or no, Wyatt, you're first. Wyatt,
Do you want to go every other?
No, we're gonna go your 10, and then Charles. No, 10. Yeah, we're gonna go one at a time.
We're
So
going to do your 10 and then Charles 10, and then we'll just keep going back.
Okay.
Tell me your 10th place. Who do you have in 10th?
This one was tough just because he came out the very end of the season. But at 10, I had Ken Venny because he was out for most early of the season. But when he came in the end of the season, he had strong 2 second places in Norwalk, and then he had the sweep before recovery, and then he had the win in Bowling Green.
Nice. Charles, who's your 10th spot?
I put at number 10, one of your honorable mentions. I put the pile driver, out of Kentucky. That one win on GN Tour, and they're my number 10.
That's Chase, right?
Nope.
Chase and
CJ.
CJ Grayson.
CJ, yeah.
CJ Grazik. Okay.
Yep.
Give me a second. I want to post all these comments up on here. So Wyatt, you said Benny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like for the amount of times Venny hit the track this year, he's got to have like the best average. If you
Yeah.
just average the hooks he
I
went
would
to,
think so.
like,
Yeah,
it's
he had one
hard
bad
to beat
finish, I think. But
yeah, he's been very strong.
It's Graczyk, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Don't ask me.
Yeah,
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 that's right.
yeah, it's
I can
CZ
barely
one.
pronounce it. So I would just call him CJ. I think his first name's like Clifton, but that's just a weird first name.
Okay, so that's number 10. Wyatt says Ken Benny, and Charles says CJ. I'm gonna write these down as we go so we can pop these up. How's the weather in Michigan today, Tyler?
Pretty crappy and rainy.
Yeah, it was snowing in Viroqua, Wisconsin today.
Oh my,
It-
no, we don't have
It
snow.
was here too.
You're in Dubuque, right, Wyatt?
Yeah, I'm in Dubuque.
Okay, so Ken Benny for Wyatt. See, okay. Number 9. Who do you got for number 9, Wyatt?
I had one of Charles' honorable mentions. I had the Kester Beast of Burden because he had 2 wins, one in Chapel Hill, and then the other one I can't remember. Then he had 6 top 5 finishes, but overall he had a pretty solid season.
Okay. Charles, who's your number 9?
I put Adam Bauer and Cowboy up. 1 win on the season with that one, and I feel like that one really informs the other tractor that he's a part of that we're going to talk about later.
Got it. Okay, so Wyatt says Kester, Beast of Burden. And Charles says Adam Bauer. Which one is it?
Cowboy up.
Cowboy up.
Yeah, the toy is for sure the better one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes that one better too, if you ask him.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Again, if you're just joining us, we're live. Charles Posch, Brent Yarin, Tyler Slaw. I'm going to put Tyler up top. I don't want him to get locked over this. We'll just make our faces there. Paul Romack, what's up, nerds? He's just jealous. He's still mad we didn't put him on the Pro Stock Power Ranking show, Charles.
Well, it'll get revised in time, so there'll be an opportunity.
Again, we're doing our top 10 power rankings. White Schulte has a list. Charles has a list. Tyler is going to tell us who's full of crap. And Brent is there. I'm not sure why Brent and I are here.
I'm emotional support.
Yeah, emotional support.
You're doing great.
Thanks.
Okay, Wyatt, who do you got for number 8?
I got a brand new into the season. I got the Little Wicked tractor, Theobald, with 2 wins in the Grand National Circuit and 7 top 5 finishes. Kind of flip-flopping drivers, but they did solid the first season.
Who else drove it besides Grant?
Renee.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Yep,
that.
she won in Rockwell with it.
Nice. Okay, Charles?
Number 8, tractor that didn't get out all the time, but when it did, you knew it was there. Grayson Shelton in the Sawed Off. He had 2 wins, and of those 2 wins, one of them was by more than 10 feet over second place. That counts for me.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, those guys are tough. I wish they would have ran the whole series. But, I mean, they got a pro mod. How can you not let that distract you?
I was just going to say.
I seem to have run into you at the back of their trailer when the Pro Mod was around, so I can sympathize with that.
Yeah, this is true. And I think that was wasn't that Toma, Wisconsin weekend?
I forget when Norwalk was.
What was it?
Yeah, I believe it was Toma weekend.
Yeah.
I thought it was Toma. Yeah, we chose to go to a drag race instead of going to a tractor pull, so I can't judge them.
It happens. It happens. What you drinking there, Tyler, for the people watching at home?
Some New Holland Dragon's Milk. It's an 11% beer from a place right here local. So yeah,
Stuff
it's,
is strong.
pretty good stuff.
Okay, your 7th. Where you at? Who's your 7th place mini rod in your power rankings, Wyatt?
I've got the first of Simon. Simon Says, the red one. 2 wins, hit 5 top 5s, and he was just short of the Bowling Green ring.
The red one?
Yeah. Yep.
And then Charles, who do you got?
I got the Bruce, Show No Mercy. 2 wins on the GN Tour, one of which was by over 10 feet. And he went and played in Region 2 and picked up a couple wins there as well. So
Nice. And we want you to know that, Tyler, that this was not – they didn't know until today that you were coming on, so we're not sucking up to you at all. So.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd put Bruce on that list. I feel like we haven't gotten any worse, but everybody's gotten so much better that we're just kind of like hanging out, struggling to like do as good as we did. But I mean, even if you get a second or a third, I mean, it still pumps you up. So we'll take it.
It's like having 48 super farms at Bowling Green.
Yeah, right.
They had 52 at Bowling Green this year, so they're getting those numbers now.
Okay, Wyatt, who do you got for 6th?
I've got the Bobcat Junior Mini.
That's for sale, isn't it? Did I see that for sale?
Yeah, it is. I'm sure they're just building the new one.
The one overseas is, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they got different looks, but I got Bobcat number 6, 2 wins. They won the BG 10K and 5 top 5s. They're just pretty consistent when they're out.
But
Charles?
if you got to pick a driver, which driver do you think is most competitive?
that's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's really tough.
That'd be a coin toss between the two of them.
Yeah.
That'd be a coin toss. At number 6, that's where I plugged in the Theobald. So as you mentioned, 2 wins on the tour. They did win the Enderley. Those wins, 2 of them, one of them was by more than 10 feet over second place. The other was by more than 5. You gotta have your stuff right in the mini rod class to pull that off. So that's why I got them up at number 6.
Once again, in the first season, even that's nuts. I sucked so bad for so many years.
Tyler, when you get out there, and if you get a win by 10 or 15 feet, what typically causes that? Is it a different spot in the track? Is it pull-in order? Is it just perfect weighting?
Seems like doing something just a little bit different. Like I typically will run larger lug tires than a lot of people, and so whenever I get that advantage and kind of get one on someone like that, I'll always just contribute it to my tires and more front end weight. I don't think anyone in the class has tires with that large of lug and that much front end weight. So a really, really good hook and track where people are lower in their hitch because they feel like they don't have that front end weight. I feel like I'm at an advantage there. So
Okay. Because it looks like you guys are always going 90 mile an hour, and then when the sled tops off, it's like, it's over,
Yeah, the driving style is just, you get people like Jesslyn, you guys mentioned her, and I mean, kudos to her. Like, that thing is wide open within 10 feet every single time. And at Norwalk, I was watching that work for people, and I actually told Bruce before I ran, I was like, I'm going to go out there, and I'm going to drive way too aggressive. And we carried my tractor off with a telehandler. So I can't pull that off, but I also weigh tremendously more than her. So maybe I need to cut down on the beers and I could pull that off. But
That's a good question. Tyler, do you know the difference in horsepower between US minis and European minis?
So
They're running bigger blowers.
They can run whatever overdrive they want. They can run 1871s over there. There's no cubic inch limit. So I know I think it's the Vampire tractor is running like over 600 cubes with an 1871. So, I mean,
Can't they run 2 spark plugs a cylinder too?
We can here as well. Just nobody does
I
it.
did not know that.
Yeah, it's written right in the rule book. I think it's on a Grand National you can, and maybe on a region you can't, but nobody messes with it over here.
You don't have the weight to spare for that extra mag.
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather like another 20 beers,
Wyatt, number 5. Who's number 5 on your list?
I've got his dad, Show No Mercy. Like Charles said, the 2 wins, win the coin, Mac Trailer Nationals, and a couple regional ones. Pretty consistent overall, but always a threat.
Yeah, where were Bruce's 2 Grand National wins, Charles? I'm curious about that.
I didn't write that down. I just have that they're here. Actually, they
Ben-
weren't. Grand National, they were both Champions Tour wins.
Yeah, I got a Benson, and then
Yep. And the truck show.
Truck show. Yep.
Yep. Okay. Fair enough. Not that I'm trying to take
Did
anything
you
away.
guys win at DeCoin? Didn't he win one night at DeCoin?
yeah,
Yeah.
He won the first night, and I won
Yeah.
the second night in DeCoin.
That's what I
So
thought.
only win of the season. I can't forget that. So
Hey, at least you got one. So.
yeah, like I said, I wouldn't put myself in anybody's top 10.
2,100 pounds. So they 50 more pounds they weigh. They get away 50
Yeah,
more
I believe so. So that helps too with a larger blower and putting some more power down.
Gotcha. So Wyatt's fifth is Show No Mercy. Charles, who do you got for your fifth?
For my number 5 is one that next time we revisit this class is probably not going to appear on the list. It's the Loudon Mini of the Simons and Nelsons. 3 wins, quality win at Wheatland, but the tractor's for sale. So
Everything they got's for sale. I want to
It's
say.
it's not on sale. So,
yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Bush,
Our guy
yeah.
will tell you.
I see the monster truck guy bought the trailer. Or no, bought the toter, right?
Yeah.
The bootlegger toter.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
That's right, Paul. He did puke the tank at DeCoin and winning that.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah.
Worth it.
Let's see here. No, yeah, hold on. So Paul, Tyler won DeCoin, took out a fuel cell, if I remember. Yep. Europe minis are nuts. I thought Tyler was nuts. I thought, what are they? They're double nuts.
It
Dylan
is
has-
over there how they let them the first pass just like fly.
Yeah.
And so like if you lay down a pretty solid pass, you're pretty much always making a second one.
TIG welding practice.
Yeah, we TIG welded up some new tanks. We're good to go now.
Good deal. Good deal. Okay. Number 4, Wyatt. What do you got, buddy?
Number 4, I had Shelton's was sawed off. 2 wins. Can't remember my top 5's one, but they averaged a top 5 finish every hook with that tractor from a number.
It's hard to beat.
And then you had them at 8, Charles, right? Yep.
Yep, that's right.
I kind of like having 2 lists like this. Thanks for doing this, Wyatt. So you might have just got roped in for the rest of your life doing this with us. As long as you answer your Snapchat, you're stuck. So it's your fault. So, Charles, who do you got for number 4, buddy?
That's where I put Justin Fagundes in the bankroller. All 3 of those wins were by over 10 feet. They didn't just win; they were a flat out ass whooping. And this is a power ranking, so that matters.
And they came
And that
out
was
of
3 in a
nowhere.
row.
They came out of nowhere. With
Yeah.
it. I mean, she literally was going out of bounds to kicking everybody's ass.
She got to give credit to SSI blowers. They bolted on a fresh blower before Norwalk, and it like changed that tractor overnight.
Yeah.
It woke it right up, and like I said, with her driving style, like I don't think anybody is wide open sooner than what she is more consistently. Like
Because
Didn't
of-
Donnie take that to that Georgetown poll and
Yes, it
Yeah.
was.
kick some ass there as well?
Yep.
Yeah, he did. We found some. We pulled. Did we have them on one of our shows? I feel like we did. We
Yeah,
pulled
it's
some
right
video up.
We did.
4 Bowling Green?
I'm not sure what that comment. That's one of our admins. It's a good thing she doesn't run full time.
I think she ran the whole PPL series.
I'm
Didn't
not
she?
sure.
Let's go back
I
and check.
think she missed 1 hook.
Oh, okay.
She wasn't at WAPA.
Yeah, she missed
that
one.
Wapakan. There you go.
Gordon Cox says yes. Monster pass at Georgetown, 430 feet. So,
Jeez.
That's out there.
Yeah, how did not run out of fuel?
Although then opens the can of worms of the debate of is that pass actually a longer duration or not because you're going faster.
Yeah, true.
ooh,
Data log says usually not.
Yeah.
cool. Wyatt, number 3, buddy.
Number 3, I've got Chase Richardson, the Vibrator. 13 top 5s and 16 appearances, and completed both PPL and NTPA points every hook.
Nobody else can say that.
Wow. That's awesome.
It's like for one weekend there was 2 tractors named the same thing.
Cool. Wow. Charles?
My number 3 is where I put the Bobcat Junior team. It doesn't seem to matter whether it's Abby or Bart in the seat. It just knows where to go. 3 wins across all the tours. All of them were by more than 5 feet over second place. One was by more than 10. And quality wins at Hillsboro and Bowling Green when everyone was there. So they earned it. They beat everybody when it counted.
Yeah, and that sweep last year at Bowling Green, that's still hard to get out of my head. That's like a dream weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And they won the 10 grand with that tractor 2 years in a row. What are the odds of that?
Yeah.
Like the
I think
fact that it was the mini rod class both years and that tractor won it Saturday night, both years. Like somebody run the statistical odds on that because it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
Especially with 50 there.
Yeah, honestly. And I give them credit because like the first day they tore up a motor and they put a spare in and they put a killer tune-up in it again and they burnt a piston, I believe, on Saturday again when they got the win. And if that's what it takes, kudos to them.
Mm-hmm.
I do know how to spell Bobcat, but my fat fingers did not allow me to do that. So I apologize to the Bobcat Junior team there.
Bobcast, that's pretty close.
Bobcat. It's his cousin. I love that. I love the winnings and the stats that you're coming up with, Wyatt. So make sure tell Shane Hunt thank you for your help. So
Hey, Charles is right there with me with this one.
I know, but Charles he's like Rain Man, Charles is. So like yeah, definitely got mini rods at Bowling Green. Yeah, got big win at Fort Recovery. Yeah, definitely. Today's Thursday. Schultz always calls me, gives me about 3 hours. Yeah, that's what he does. So Wyatt, number 2.
Hurry up. I got 3 minutes. I got to go watch Jeopardy.
Yeah, definitely Jeopardy. Uh-oh. Hot water burn baby. Kmart sucks. So, sorry, Wyatt. You're too young.
No, you're good. That's where I've got Jordan Nelson allowed mini with that PPL title, got the wins in Benson, Henry, and then sealed it off in Wheatland and consistent throughout the season. That's where I've got them.
Once again, on the first season for them, I mean, I can't imagine how competitive they'd be if they stick with it for like 5-10 years, like a lot of us have been. Like, that's so impressive.
Charles, number 2.
Number 2 is the other side of the BG winners circle. It'd be Ken Vinny and Funny Little Farm, all 3 wins on the season. One was close. One win was by a little more than 5 feet, and one win he hung like 40 feet on everybody because Ken Vinny decides when he's winning.
I love it.
I thought at Fort Recovery he was going to hit the barrels.
Yeah.
He was close 2 times.
Yeah. Like, didn't they have to reset the sled? Like, what?
He went 400 foot first pass.
Yeah.
And I think 389 was the second run.
It's just ridiculous.
This has got to be Shane Hunt. Yeah, he's on one of the groups right now watching. If you had any idea how long we talked about it. This is good, Colin. Bobcast is a non-component version. It's the Agger in Charles. I like that. Heard Joe bought Ken's mini rod. I don't know if that's true. Brent, you usually know what's going on.
I can
Joe
neither
bought it?
confirm nor deny that rumor.
Okay, fair enough. That means it happened. And Charles knows it, but is not supposed to talk about it yet.
Well, actually, I don't know that for a fact, but
Okay. Tyler, have you heard anything?
I have not heard that, but I don't think I'd be the first to know. I would find out when Joe rolled it out of the trailer at the first bowl.
Wouldn't be a bad owner.
No? He had a mini for a while. I think the Phoenix is the old Joe Etter mini, right?
I think so. That was always said polar air on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
he
Joe
did,
actually
right?
had 2 of them because isn't the Rick Peters, I believe, is also another one,
Yeah.
Yes.
which were
Someone called
both
Pete.
formerly Bobcat tractors as well.
Someone called Marty Wilson.
There's only one person that has more crew shirts than Jamie Qualls, and that's Marty Wilson.
Facts.
Marty, you'll see Marty like in 5 different pictures at the same pole wearing different crew shirts. I love it.
It's true.
I love it. Yes, they have 3. Okay. We got to get some sound effects, Charles. I keep talking about this. Some drum rolls.
Yeah.
and things like that.
Well, I can guess both of your number ones. So
And it's going to be the one we agree on, I'm sure.
Yeah, Wyatt,
Probably.
who you got?
I've got Adam Bauer in the Iron Toy. 8 wins, NCAA title, BG ring, 11 top fives. Just can't really go against it.
Same record speaks for itself.
Statistically, I'll bet he tore up more motors than anyone else.
I would bet on that one.
Yeah.
That does not take away from his accomplishments by any stretch of imagination. But I mean, he earned that. He ran pardon my French, he ran the shit out of those things.
You can say whatever. It's our show, Tyler. Don't feel bad.
So yeah,
we've had Tony Reed on. It's gonna be okay.
yeah, no, he earned it. I mean, I don't know how many pistons he burned up and heads he destroyed on them things and changing out motors. I know even at Farley, Iowa, when he came and ran PPL with us, they had to go and get parts for the next day to put that thing together for Saturday. And I mean, that's how his whole season was. So I mean, props to him. We all know what it takes to lean it down and make more power, and he went for it more than anyone else.
You must have had an R&L Carriers truck dedicated doing rounds every week to Santa Maria, California, and back to get new.
Yeah, I think he worked pretty closely with Darren Mayer in Stevensville, Michigan here, and they were because I think Darren built the motor in the Iron Toy for him this year, and I mean he ran him hard, and it showed.
Yeah, awesome. What's Jeremy Yantis saying? How about Dark Horse guy? I don't know Sam McCrary. I don't know that name.
He's got a carbon copy.
He runs very strong too.
Yeah,
I think
does.
he came out for the first time maybe at Fort Recovery somewhere on there.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And I mean he runs real tough. That's a beautiful tractor if you go up to it. He's got some cool stuff where like
What's it called, Tyler? Or what's it called, guys?
Copy.
Yeah, carbon copy.
Another
he
one
makes
I
like some cool
Go ahead.
parts, like even his spacer in between his intake hat and his blower, like the way it distributes the fuel into there. Like he's got some pretty one-off cool components. If you look at that they made there at I think it's Wasserbeck Speed Shop. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but he runs tough. One of the few guys running that coil over plug ignition instead of running the distributor.
No, another one I think I'd throw into like an honorable mention is Brian McDonald. I think he ran very consistent this year.
That'd be my dark horse.
Yeah,
Best
he's
Turbo Mini.
strong. Best turbo mini.
There's only
There's not many of them out there.
You got Gerkeys, you got Webbs, and
Zeltner.
yeah,
I like Zeltner just because it's cool. It's a Cadillac engine.
it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
That whole thing is one off. Even like the rear end is a planetary style rear end that's a one off made by Dave Boss, and it has like a corporate 14 bolt center section, but it's a front load like a Ford 9-inch. Like it's just the whole thing's one off top to bottom.
Tyler, when you look at the mini class, just this, the mini class did what the diesel truck class did in the last 5 years. I remember announcing polls like in early 2010, 2011, and guys were driving their diesel pickups to the polls. And then now look at, we got, Hazleys and Kellogg's and everybody out there with super stock diesel trucks. The mini class, where do you see it going? We all know it's horsepower is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. We had Joe Eder, on the show. Charles, didn't he say, or Brent, they're just having they're breaking rear end stuff now, right?
Not in the Mini. That was on the Unlimited.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I feel like with the planetaries, once people stopped using the 106s for high caliber machines, I mean, the rear ends will take it. That's part of the reason we were against the weight increase to 2100, because the more weight you get, the more you're going to put that to the ground, the harder it is on driveline. Like, let's not put ourselves to where we're tearing up rear ends, not if, but when. Granted, we built Bruce's tractor. We never tore the rear end apart like idiots. We just kept running it. And this year, we stripped all the teeth off the pinion. But, I mean, we had like 4 seasons on that thing. We never even opened it up. So you can't argue with that.
No.
Uh,
I don't know that it's not a Hemi anymore.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got a Janus motor, and it's a Hemi now. I think it's even like a big fancy 4.9 bore space Hemi.
Yeah. In fact, his old chassis went to Canada, and it has a Hemi in it now too.
That's what all the cool kids are doing, I guess.
Yep.
Other than
This
this
is not
guy,
a Hemi.
man, that's a Chevy right there.
Yep.
See, that's what makes the class fun. We get stupid, right?
It's enjoyable to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think there's another class where things go so poorly than the mini rod class.
I would agree. Tyler, how many passes is a good season for you guys? 20, 25, 15? What do you and Bruce like?
Depends how spread out it is. I think this summer we ended up doing like 6 or 7 weekends in a row, and I was pretty burnt out by the end of that, but that was probably because I separated my collarbone from my shoulder blade like an idiot. So
It will happen. That will happen.
yeah, I would say 15 to 20 is about right.
Well, Morgan's coming in strong with the questions tonight, Wyatt. So did you
How
tell
many
him your-
versions?
He should give me a heads up on this one. He never did that.
So when we first started pulling minis, he bought Phil Fairbanks's old original Rat Poison that came back from Europe when he ran it over there. After that, he bought a chassis from CJ, the same CJ that builds Bauer's tractors. And then I think after that, we built one from scratch, but it was a 106 rear end tractor. And then after that, we built from scratch a planetary tractor. So that's the 4th version of the Show No Mercy Mini. But there was like 3 or 4 versions of a multi-engine tractor. And then, of course, he ran the tractor Have No Mercy as a Mini before he had a multi-engine tractor, which is what my tractor is named.
Gotcha.
Oh, what happened to Expect No Mercy? That was the 3rd mini we ran, which was foolish because we don't have enough help to make that happen. We really wanted to see the class grow in PPL, which it has beyond expectation now. So that got sold, I believe, to Cole Zychek out of Texas, and I think he sold it to somebody else before he ever even put it together. So,
So is that the one that Dick Storeholder's got, or did you build him another one?
the one that Dick Storeholder has is the tractor that I first ran as a cab forward design, which we built from scratch that I drove, which is what I got my first Grand National win in. And when I went to a planetary design, he bought that one from us.
Gotcha. Okay.
So then Kevin Hill now has both of Bruce's old Show No Mercies, the original Rat Poison that came from Phil Fairbanks, and the one that we built from scratch. Tractors all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Colin Burkholz, will they ever consider Euro rules over here? Do you want Euro rules?
Yeah, people have talked about it, but like it's hard to argue with the growth of the class. I mean, clearly something is right. If that many people are interested, the fans are interested, the promoters are interested, the numbers are just growing borderline out of control to where you have too many, especially at bigger events. Like, I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why change something that's just doing so well?
What's a good number, Tyler, for competitors in a class? Like, what do you like to see?
I would say 15 to 20. You get much over 20, and I mean, it just kind of gets repetitive unless things are going poorly, which is bad for the pullers, but good for the fans. But
Right.
I don't know. When you go to Bowling Green and there's 50 some in a class, like it just gets a bit repetitive. I don't care what I'm watching. I mean, even if it was 50 top fuel dragsters over and over and over, it's like, all right, something else, change up.
Marty asked. Somebody got Marty on, so I had to put their 2 lists up there. Did you guys pretty much have the same top 10, Charles and Wyatt, and then just in different orders, or?
I think we had
There's a
two
couple
honorable.
that are different.
I think we had 2 honorable mentions, just like flip flopped. Otherwise, we had like just a little different order.
Yeah.
So, Chuck Hobbs says someday. Marty Liston. Okay, there's your top 10. Okay, here's a question for you, Tyler. Can you comment about tires and what causes all the issues mini class is having with tires?
Too much power and tracks that are not ideal dirt conditions. I mean, it doesn't take much for the wheel speed that we're turning to just tear up a set of tires and turn them into junk. Some guys don't like the new tires. They say the old ones are better. I guess I wouldn't disagree, but I ran the new ones all year. I didn't do terrible. I don't know. Chad Mayhill is trying his best to get us a tire that will last, and I would not want to be in his shoes trying to produce something that can handle all that abuse.
Gotcha. Okay, Wyatt, read off your top 10. I can't type it all in at once. It won't put it. So read off your well, start over for people just joining us. Do your honorable mention and then read off your 10. And then Charles, you do the same.
Yep.
So
So
kind of talk about why you did what you did, like you did earlier in the show. Because there's a lot of people jumping on now.
yeah. So starting off, basically how I did this was kind of how if they had lots of wins, first off, significant wins like the Bowling Green 10K, or if they finished somewhere top 3, winning the points, something like that. But or if they're one high big contender that you can put a lot of money on for a one-time hook. But I'm gonna go with my honorable mentions first. I've got, like I said, Tyler, Adam Bauer with Cowboy Up, Bankroller Jesslyn Fagundes, the Pile Driver, and then Little Bear. So I'll go from 10 to 1. My 10th is Ken Venny Funny Farmall. 9th is Beast of Burden. 8 is Little Wicked. 7 is Simon Says. 6 Bobcat Jr. 5 Show No Mercy. 4 Sawed Off of the Sheltons. 3 Vibrator the Richardson. Number 2 Loud and Mini, and then number 1 Iron Toy of Adam Bauer.
Okay. Got that. Charles, can you do your honorable mentions and then
Absolutely. And honorable mentions, I included Simon Says out of their camp. Any of the Kester tractors would fall in there, and the 2-tractor effort of the Lacey team that's really strong on the regional level. And then the guys who made it in the top 10. At number 10, I put the Pile Driver and CJ Graysick, 1 win on the season. Number 9 was Adam Bauer and Cowboy Up. Number 8, I went for a tractor that didn't get out a whole lot, Grayson Shelton and the Sawed Off, but some quality wins in there. With 1 ass beating delivered. Number 7, Bruce Law, Show No Mercy, same sort of deal there. Ass beating got delivered on one of those wins that he got. At number 6, didn't seem to matter who drove it, but rookie season with Little Wicked for the Theobalds, and they stacked up some wins, win the Enderley. So that was impressive to see. The top 5 at number 5, the Loud and Mini, Nelson and Simons, partnering up on that one, handful of wins on the year, won the championship, quality win at Wheatland to finish the season. Recency matters a little bit. At number 4, Jesslyn Fagundes, the bank robber tractor coming out of California, 3 wins, and all of them were by over 10 feet, and a quality win at Hillsboro to boot. All of them came 3 in a row, so stout performance from them through the stretch in 2022. At number 3, I put the Bobcat Junior team, another tractor. It doesn't seem to care who's in the seat. I might even be able to get in and win. It's a fantasy. It'll lead me to it. They got good wins at Hillsboro and Bowling Green. Number 2, Ken Venny, because duh. And number 1, Adam Bauer, because the performance just speaks for itself with Iron Toy.
Yeah, both those lists are real hard to argue with.
Tyler, who, the one thing Charles and I talked about was we would talk to pullers. Who do you most fear? Who do you most respect as other mini rod pullers? Like, man, I gotta be perfect tonight to beat X or so and so.
God, there's just so many of them. I feel like Ken Venny was the most potent, just because he didn't come to all of them. He didn't come to a ton of them, but every time he did, it felt like he was right up there.
I'm pretty sure he won or took second at every hook besides once at Bowling Green.
Because Bankroller went 1-1 at Norwalk and Ken went 2-2.
Yeah.
And I had heard Ken went up to Jesslyn and said, I hope you enjoyed those two first because there was something I'm going to come get you tomorrow. Or something like that. I heard that rumor, so it's kind of neat.
Yeah, I told Jocelyn at Fort Recovery when Ken ended up winning, I was like, we clearly needed you here tonight to handle him.
Oh, love it.
That's what
No,
we should do.
Ken Benny, that's a home run.
Rank the top 10 wild rides of the season.
Every run in the first session at Hillsboro.
Ooh.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I've heard you guys say tonight multiple times quality wins. Is that just, are you guys basing that on the venue or the amount of hooks in the class for competitors? I know Bowling Green always comes up. I think that's a given 50 plus.
Yeah. I
Most
considered
significant.
like quality wins. I considered if it was like Bowling Green, Toma for NTPA, and on the Champions Tour side, I'm looking at like Wheatland and Hillsboro. I wanted to include Norwalk and Chapel Hill in that discussion, but they were on the same weekend, so it split everybody. I can't call a quality win if half the guys you had to go against weren't there.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I wish Adam Bauer would have came to more PPL hooks other than just the one in Iowa. I would have liked to have seen how he stacked up late in the season, like the Simons when he was getting everything figured out. But I guess that's what we got Bowling Green for.
I got Bonnie's pass set to
Marty. Ken was first at Norwalk in the men's division.
He even put the little funny monkeys up there. Way to go, Marty. I'm kind of proud of you right now.
Well, if Marty's on here, he has to tell us if Joe Etter bought Ken's Mini.
I can send Marty the link.
Send him the link. Marty would be able to tell us, right?
Yeah, I'm going to do it right now.
Oh, to get video on here.
Well, so for him to just jump on.
Oh,
Remember, Schultz, we only have 13
jump
minutes.
on. Marty says no. So there you go.
does that mean not yet? Or-
Is Mike? I think Mike Evans is building a big mini. I heard that. He always hangs out with our Iowa people.
Harmison.
Harmison, yeah, Eric Harmison, Lori.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a while. I did see he's entered again for Shipshawana with the little one.
Yeah,
so.
the tractor's still for sale, but
He's talked about building a big turbo mini, and I think that'd be awesome.
well, I've heard rumors of another turbo mini that's being put together by people that work on turbo tractors. So
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
I can't break the news, but let's just
You
say
just
it'll be coming out of Wisconsin.
So
If it
then, will the new one be called thermonuclear or what?
No, but it would be that chassis.
Okay.
Ooh, how is Kevin Dick doing? He had a bad.
I saw him at the Enderley. He was still saying he's a little bit sore, but by spring he'll be ready to rock again.
Has he ran that tractor since or no?
No, it's still I think it's still at Modern Machine. It hasn't been fixed yet.
That
He is
sucks
an
for him.
awesome guy.
That thing was beautiful.
Yeah,
And
it
just
was.
go out there first pass and wreck it like that.
I do want to turn the sound on for this one, guys. This is Donnie Sullivan driving the bank roller at Georgetown, I believe, Ohio.
Yeah, that looks right.
Bye, Felicia.
There,
Charles,
so that's a 14-second video, and he
Yep.
let out of the throttle at the end. So that's like a 13-second pass. That's not that much longer of a duration than a normal pass.
Yeah, I'm curious on how much farther he could have went, because it seemed like he was still moving pretty well.
he was. He looked at the fuel gauge and it said he'd pull over on the next off ramp and get fuel. Tyler, what makes a good mini rod track? What do you guys look for?
No rocks. Just not being too hard. Taking good power where you can drive aggressive and it's not going to get sketchy on you. Then you can just kind of see what everybody's got and lay it all out there. But it's hard to find that perfect track. But that also makes it fun when everybody's kind of in a sense got too much power for the ground, and it just comes down to, are you going to overdrive it, overgear it to where it'll work, or are you going to run a slower gear and drive it out really far, or just seeing what combination works. And I don't know that any combination is necessarily better than the other one. It's just what works that day.
I'm looking for a picture. We need to wrap this up in the next few minutes, but I'm looking for a picture of Kevin Dick's Mini. Does anybody have that?
Go to Denver's Facebook page.
His personal?
I know he posted it.
Is it Geitge, right? Denver Geitge? Geitge?
However you say
Yeah.
his last name.
He's got some bacon on his Facebook page.
It is an interesting name, the Cat's Sass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the the baby blue chassis definitely looks unique.
It was nice looking.
Tyler, what are some of your favorite places to pull and why?
Bowling Green's hard to beat from the party aspect. Hillsboro's pretty hard to beat from the pit standpoint, the hospitality. Toma's awesome. Chapel Hill's awesome. Wheatland's awesome. Just a whole bunch of stereotypical answers.
Oh, that's fair.
Same thing every puller says. Going to Hudsonville is always fun because it's so close for us. I went to high school like a half a mile from that pull, so just gives a lot of local people a chance to come out and see us. So that's always cool.
For those of you watching, what class do you want us to do next? And then we can bring Shane Hunt on, Wyatt. You guys can each have your own list. That'd be kind of fun. So here is the Cat Sass from Denver's page. So he just does that for announcers like you, Charles. You have to say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a-
Thanks, Kevin.
There's a Badger State super farm called Son of a Hitch. And I think it's funny. So, okay, Shane, you're on. We need you, young kids, you little nerds, as Paul Romack calls you guys.
You little nerds.
There's a big group of us young guns, tell you that much.
Yep, that's fun. Yeah, no, but having Tyler on this, Tyler, you're awesome. You're honest, and there's no. I just love listening to you. I love talking to you and your dad. You guys are good people, so it's all good.
Much appreciated. Glad to be here.
Yeah. Rust Austell saying unlimited mod. How do we do that? They're not even comparable between the two associations, are they?
Well,
What's
PPL
that?
doesn't have unlimited, so
No.
So we'd have
You
to
could
just.
probably do mod. That's probably it.
Okay.
I want nothing to do with that. My dad wants another multi-engine tractor in the worst way, but
That was actually a question up here earlier. I've been with you two when there's drinking going on. You get on him hard.
Yeah.
No,
because
we
we work,
we have.
because we work together, we have a very straightforward and brutally honest relationship. And I tell him if he gets an unlimited or a mod, I want nothing to do with it. He says I can drive it, but I know how that's going to go. Like, there's no way. I'll stick to a mini.
And there's a cow. That must
And
be the
there's a
Cat
cow.
Sass one right there. Yep, perfect. So,
Yeah, I mean, just look at like Shelton's crew. How big a crew they have, and
oh,
they're done with the mods. It's a lot.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like the return on investment for fun compared to a mini rod, like, just isn't there.
so we have votes for diesel supers, unlimited light supers, super farm, mod 4-wheel drive. Oh, mod 4-wheel drive would be impossible.
That would take forever.
Light limited super stocks.
Here, I love Colin. That would be fun, actually. Brent, you pick. What are we doing next?
I don't care.
This has got to be Borth. Got to run a mod if you're too fat for a mini, because Borth is always drooling over mini rods. So
Minis are way cooler.
minis are way cooler. How would we rank top 10 announcers, Charles?
I would recuse myself from the program and refuse to tune in as well.
That would be fun though. That would almost, Charles, that would almost have to be a poll, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, Diesel Super Stocks are next because Paul Romack said so.
Okay.
All right, that's fine. That would be real easy.
Do we get Travis on as our guest, or we got to go Travis because he's been the most, or him or Meisinger, or both of them.
Both of them.
Both.
Yeah.
Have him start trash talking.
Yeah. They're already talking. I mean, the Pullers Championship, that's where they're gonna. That's neat. All right, Diesel Supers, Shane Hunt, get on it, Schulte.
So does that mean I'm back?
What's that, bud?
Does that mean I'm back, or am I getting kicked off in front of
Hold on.
Travis?
Yep, you're getting paid the exact same thing as you got paid this week, which is 0. And
No, it's negative. It's college tuition.
yeah. No, didn't you get a scholarship or something?
It's kind of.
Kind of. Yeah, I know how that goes. So we should be able to set that up this weekend. Yeah, let's get after it. Meisinger and Travis. We'll probably see Meisinger and Ulmer's deal. Ulmer's 61st birthday party is in Meadows, South Dakota this Saturday. We're going to go out for that. So, Tyler Sloth, it's been an honor to have you with us here tonight, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Give your dad a heads up about the mini rods at the Pullers Championship, and he's paying for the sled.
If you say so, I'll let him know.
Yeah, he told me at the coin. So and he was sober. I even shook his hand. So
I know nothing about it, but I'll tell him.
that's okay. So Brent's getting ready for our Pullers Championship show, our private show. Yep, that just happened. So, okay, guys, have a great night.
See you guys.
See ya. Tell Bruce hi. Tell Courtney hi, Tyler. Hey, Courtney. See you guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
See you in a few minutes there, Posh.
Yep.